Like any other Kikuyu, because I come from Central Province, I was also disturbed to understand what's all about Raila. Who is Raila? What's so good about him? Why do the rural community have this passion of following their leader and dying for him, fighting for him? And any time that he speaks, they are ready to move out of the road and start demonstrating. And I have decided to make this video so that I can let my brothers Kikuyus or the Central Province community, including the Meru, Ebu, all of them, to understand what I did and the research that I came about to understand who is Raila. Before we talk anything, it's always good to go back to the community and see how they used to do things, because we don't change. Regardless whether we are educated, whether we are Christian, whether we are Muslims, as long as you are a Kikuyu, you remain with that Kikuyuness in you. And once, regardless the faith that you have taken, or regardless your education, regardless where you live in America, Germany, or anywhere, you will still have those some roots. And that's why you see the Jamaica community still have the Africanization in them. They have that art, because that is godliness. And your culture is godly, and there is nothing you can do about it. You may change many things, but you cannot change your culture. It will still come. Even if you don't train your children about culture, along the way, they will start experiencing that culture in them, because it is godly. So I decided to look about the rural community so that I can know what's all about Raila. And I have come to realize Kikuyu should understand that in our culture, we never had kings. We did not believe in kingship. As the elder, the man in his house, he was the king. And every man had his own kingdom. So as we believed in devolution, we had our own kings in our family. Like where I come from, my father could have been the king. Then when I got married, I move out of the kingship of my dad. I go and make my own kingdom. Now, in other races, this is Ruo, Ruia, Turkana Pokot, the Mijikendas, they believed in monarch. So they had monarch. At monarchy, they are not elected. They are born leaders. And initially, they get slaves, people who follow them out of, I want to say, maybe it is the will of God. And that problem, we had that issue even in West Africa. Let me not call it problem. We had that issue even in West Africa. We had that issue in Central Africa. We had that issue, you are aware, for those who do not know, the kingdom of Buganda came up to Naivasha. So some of this community were part of the monarchy of the Buganda kingdom, and they believed in that. So along the way, this thing of monarchy, this thing of having one leader for so long until the day you will die, it is in them. But as we were very democrat, these elders, the men in the small kingdom, which was the family, they will move out and go and select a chairman. And Kikuyus used to be guided by the elders, okay? And if the elder is unable to show signs of leadership, he will be removed by other elders. But when we talk about monarchy, he can only die. Now, coming to realize that, we should also know that our country, the so-called Kenya, there was nothing called Kenya. Kenya, it's a narrative of colonialization. These are colonial boundaries, my brothers. These are colonial boundaries. And we are yet to move out of our own kingdom, our own way of doing things. So this thing that we call Kenya, it does not exist in our heart. It's only that you Kikuyus, you have moved. God have blessed you. So you have moved. You have gone across all the borders. So you think simply because you live in other areas, you have dominated other areas, you think you have occupied the whole country and it should go your way. Sorry, I know you'll be assertive to me, but let me say it. Because we have moved out of and we have conquered other tribes, it does not mean that we have conquered the whole country. You should know that Kenya was divided, or in a godly way of doing it, the way God did it, we had our own devolution. The Kikuyus were in Central Province, and between Luos and Kikuyus, we had a continent. Because I can only call it a continent. The Maasai country was so big to an extent that you cannot call it a country. If we were to measure it with Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, it means the Maasai community had their own kingdom because it was coming from all the way from Tanzania, Zanzibar. The whole Great Rift Valley was a kingdom for the Ma community. Up to Zambia, it used to belong to the Maasai and the Morans. How do you call them? Though that there is also another tribe up there in Laikipia. They behave, they are similar to Maasai, but I tend to know that they are also having their own issues, like the Kikuyu issue and the Kaba community superiority, who is superior than the other. But initially, the Maasai community had a big place to rule over with their king. Now, because we had that, it is good for you people to realize that Honorable Raila, or the former Prime Minister, if you like it, or the people's president, for those who are like me, it's good for you people to realize that Luos are part of Kenya. Luos are our brothers and sisters. They have their king, and this king is superior than their governors. So, and if we respect governors from our region and from other regions, we should also recognize the presence of Honorable Raila Odinga as the king, as the determining factor of the rural community. And there is nothing we can do about that. Let us accommodate our brothers and live in harmony so that we can do business, so that we can continue enjoying the diversity of our country. My open opinion and honest to you. Thank you.